Hey guys, long time no see. I haven't filmed in a while. This is kind of a habit with me. I kind of like go through phases where I really want to film and phases where I don't. And I just decluttered my whole makeup collection and filmed that, and that really got me wanting to film more. So I'm gonna film my August favorites for you guys, and hopefully I will get this up in a timely manner. I don't have anything but makeup for you guys today, but hopefully there'll be things that you guys were curious about or wanting to know whether or not they were good, or just things in general that you want to know about. So I have a little box here. I'm really scared that my chair is going to catch on fire, but let's start with the thing on top, and that is the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe palette. You guys, this palette, it's just everything. It has all the bright colors that you could want, especially if you're somebody just starting out your makeup collection. This is everything. You've got mostly warm shades, but you've got some cool shades, you've got shimmers, you've got deep colors, some bright colors. It's just like an amazing palette. The quality is like top notch, and I like Morphe palettes. I don't have a problem with them. I think that they're kind of beginner friendly. Like, no, they're not overly pigmented or crazy buttery or anything, but they're kind of like, you get a lot for what you're paying. They work really well, and I think that they're totally worth it, but this is definitely a step above their normal formula, and it's totally good. Somehow my skin has kind of like dried out. I'm not quite as oily as I used to be, and it might just be because of like my skincare or time of the month, but especially because I work outside. It's like in the fall and the spring I spend a lot of time outside. I've been loving this because it has a good bit of moisturizer. It's got like a little bit of dew that kind of makes my skin look very like glowy, and it also has sunscreen. And it also has sunscreen. So this is the L'Oreal Paris Revitalift Bright Reveal Brightening Moisturizer with SPF 30. This is just a really nice moisturizer. It's lightweight, but it adds, I don't know if it'll show up, but it adds like a really nice glow to your face. It sinks in really well. Makeup goes really well over it. I don't necessarily know that it like is doing anything like skincare wise, but I know that I love it under my makeup, and my skin has stayed pretty like not tan or sunburned this summer when I've worn that, so I really like that. Another primer that I've been really liking is the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Coconut Water Primer Stick. This is one of those like gel sticks that you kind of just swipe on. These are really nice in the under eye area because they're cooling, so they kind of like suck in your bags. It feels really nice. It's really nice and hydrating in the under eye area that can be a little bit dry on people. And I have the one by Pure. I forget what it's called, but I have the one by Pure, and I like this one just as much. So save your money and just go buy this one. It's pretty good. I have a few foundations that I've really been loving this summer. For most of the summer and like into August when I've started work, because I work outside and I work with kids, I don't want to cake on a full face of makeup. Like, this is a lot of makeup for me to go to work in. I've been wearing a lot of light coverage foundations. That way, like, if I sweat and it comes off, it's not super noticeable, and it's just not overdone. So the two like really lightweight foundations that I've been loving are the Neutrogena Hydra Boost Hydrating Tint and the new Estee Lauder Double Wear Water Fresh Makeup. This one has SPF, this one doesn't. They're both light, maybe buildable coverage. The Neutrogena Hydra Boost Hydrating Tint comes like that Clinique foundation. It has like a big doe foot. This blends out to really smooth out my skin tone without covering up all my freckles. It looks very natural. This is the shade Honey. This is my tan shade. I also have a lighter shade from the beginning of the summer. It doesn't break up on my face because it's so light that like even when my oils come out, they almost just kind of like mix with the foundation and make it look dewy. It doesn't break down, and even if it does come off, it looks really natural, and it's super easy to apply, and I love this. But it's more of a dewy finish, and it doesn't like, it's one of those things where it's hard to tell whether or not it's lasting. This Estee Lauder Double Wear Water Fresh foundation is everything I wanted in a foundation my whole life. It's light, buildable coverage. You can probably get up to like a medium with it, but it's matte. It doesn't get greasy. It lasts so long. Like, I've always wanted a light coverage foundation that would last really well on my skin and not grease up and look crazy, and this is that. I am obsessed with this foundation. I'm not wearing it today, but I'm obsessed with this foundation, and if you have oily skin and you want to wear light coverage foundation, this is going to be your best bet as far as I've experienced. And then on days when I want fuller coverage, say I'm going out to dinner with Jay, or it's the weekend and I just want to look a little bit better, I have been loving this CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir. I have the shades 725 and 745 and I mix them together. Like my dark, like just self-tan color is this one, and 725 is more of like my normal color, and I've been mixing them. It has really good coverage. It looks very natural on the skin. You can powder it up and totally mattify it down, but it doesn't look dry or cakey or heavy. It wears incredibly well, and it's a good freaking foundation. And it's cheap because it's from the drugstore. I am so upset that they took Fiona Styles out of Ulta. I've heard different rumors from their rebranding to their discontinuing the line. They're not carrying it at Ulta anymore. But they have so many good products that I really hope that they're not discontinuing the whole line. I mean, I'll go shop FionaStyles.com or whatever their website is for this powder, because this powder it's a tinted powder, so like it has color. It says Invisible Finish Loose Setting Powder. I have the shade 34 Madison. It adds a little bit of coverage, but not a lot, but it does the most incredible job of like blurring out your skin and just making everything look really like photoshopped. And I hate to say that because I don't want to look photoshopped in real life. I want to look like a real person, but it just makes your skin look healthier. It makes your skin look smoother, and it really does a good job of making my makeup last and mattifying. And first of all, the packaging is beautiful, but it's not something about the holes in this. The product doesn't like fall out, so you're not gonna open it up to like a ton of powder. Even though this has been sitting on its side in my drawer, you're not gonna open it up and have a ton of powder fall out. You actually have to like tap it out, which I greatly prefer to having powder go everywhere. I'll tap it out all the time, and it has like a locking mechanism in the lid. Like, you hear that? It's an incredible powder, and I highly recommend it if you can find it. I don't know where you can find it anymore, but if you can find it, I highly recommend that powder. I have two bronzers that I've been loving. I don't know if I've talked to you guys about this Pure one. I feel like I probably have, because it's like my favorite bronzer of all time, maybe. This is the Pure Mineral Glow Bronzing Powder, and it has like this beautiful shine to it, and it almost looks like it's going to be a highlight. But when you put it on your face, I'm wearing it today, it gives you like the most natural, sun-kissed, tan glow, like you really were just outside. You can't really overdo it. Like you can build it up, and you're never gonna have too much on your face because it's more of like a dry powder. It's not super pigmented, which I like because I'm not scared to use it. Some bronzers, you have to be really cautious with them, and they can look crazy. This one, like, you can just keep on going, and it's never gonna look nuts. It's always gonna look good, and it just gives you like this beautiful glow. The other bronzer is the Alexis Ren and ColourPop collaboration bronzer in, I guess, Topaz. I have a beef with this palette because of the highlighter. This highlight is so dark. It's like a gold highlight. But the bronzer is not made for the skin tone that the highlight would be good for. So if you can wear this color highlight, this bronzer will be too light for you. It's a beautiful, warm bronzer. It's starting to get those little dots in it. It's matte and more warm than the Pure one, but I love it. It looks really good on the face. It's more pigmented. You can really get some oomph out of it. I just don't understand that highlight, but I have been using this bronzer a lot when I want like warmth to my skin. If I'm feeling like I'm looking a little bit dull or gray or tired, I'll put that one on, and it really adds some oomph. I've been really liking this blush, and I haven't talked about it before. This is the Essence Satin Touch blush in Satin Love, and it's just a really pretty, like, mauvey pink color. It's one of those colors that looks like a natural flush, like the color that you actually are going to blush, or that your cheeks will be if you've been out in the sun or out in the cold and wind and whatever. This is like a natural flush color, and it's a beautiful formula. I mean, it's super soft and just the right amount of pigmentation where you can't like, I don't know if you guys will be able to see that, but you're not really going to be able to overdo this blush again, but you can just kind of build it up and get a really beautiful natural flush, and the formula is beautiful. Okay, highlight, the Stila Heaven's Hue highlighter in Kitten. Holy shit. So this is that like putty highlighter that it came out a while ago. Like, it came out, I want to say, in the spring, maybe even before that, and I feel like nobody really talked about it. And then, like, Laura Lee did a video on it and really loved it, and then it kind of started building up again. And I was always really curious about this because it looks so beautiful in the pan. So when I finally heard a bunch of people coming out and saying, like, yeah, it's really good, I went out and bought it. This is one of those highlights that's not metallic. It's not glittery. It almost makes your skin look wet, which is what I like in a highlight. Because I want a highlight to look more natural than, like, a strip of eyeshadow on my cheeks. I like the more, like, natural, wet, dewy look. And this really gives you that. You can apply it with, like, the end of a wet beauty blender. You can apply it with a brush. You can apply it with your finger if you want, like, a lot of pigment. I have this on my face today underneath an Hourglass one. But it's just, like... Do you see how wet looking that is? Ugh, it's so stunning. It's like the perfect color. This is also a really good product to use on your eyelids because it does kind of turn into a powder. It's just it's so pretty. It's the perfect tone of highlight that I like. Somewhere in between that, like, champagne, not too gold, not too pink, something right in the middle. I'm obsessed. I know everybody says that, but I love it. And again, it's really good for, like, lighter makeup days because it's creamy, so it doesn't look really powdery and heavy on the skin, and it can look kind of natural. Okay, eyebrows. I finally went out and got Wonder Brow, and this stuff is really good because, again, I work outside a lot in August. It's been really, really hot. I've been out in the rain. I've been out in the sun. I've been out sweating. I've had water poured on my face. And this really does last all day long. I will say that it won't last, like, more than one day. Like, it says it's like 24-hour wear or whatever. This will last one full day, but it's not going to last overnight. You might have a little bit left in your brows, but it won't be enough to really look good. But if you need your brows to stay on through all types of weather, if you're going to the beach, if you're going to the pool, if you're going to be out sweating working at a football practice, this stuff will really work. Now, it has, like, a really big brush, and I don't use that brush to fill in my brows because it's almost like you don't have any control and you just end up with this, like, thick, glooping mess. But I just use, like, an eyebrow brush and brush it on like I would use a pomade, and then brush through it to kind of get it through my brow hairs, and then I'm good to go, and it really does last. Oh, I forgot my concealer. I've been obsessed with this L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Concealer. I have to put a little, warning before I say this. This shit burns. If you get this in your eyes or too close to your eyes when you're first putting it on your face, it will make you want to die. So when I'm applying this to my under eye, I don't put it all the way up against my eye. I kind of put it a little bit below and then blend it upwards. That way, like, the heavy... like, the actual concealer is not at risk of getting into my eyes, and then I find that I don't really have a problem. But if you get this in your eyes, it will burn like a bitch. But the formula is so nice. It's a very, like, lightweight, moisturizing, glowy under eye concealer. It's not full coverage, so it's one of those products that goes well with, like, a lighter coverage foundation or a no makeup day because it's not gonna look like concealer and then your skin. It's gonna kind of blend in with your skin and look much more natural than, like, a Shape Tape would. So this is an amazing concealer for the summer, for light coverage days, for no makeup days. If you just want to, like, cover some stuff on your face, cover your dark circles, this is really good. But please, please, please be careful not to get this in your eyes because it will hurt and it will turn you off of a really good concealer. I'm not going to go too far into this. I have 4 tubes of this already. I have 2 waterproof and 2 regular. One of each at my house and one of each at Jay's house. It's just so good. It's the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, but better. It volumizes, it lengthens, it makes your lashes look dark, it holds a curl really well, it lasts a really long time, even not the waterproof version. The waterproof version is like freaking spackle. Like, it will never come off. But even the not waterproof version is really good, and it's worth the whole $7 or whatever. I started my decluttering process because I kept using this mascara and I was like, I don't want any of my other ones. I could honestly throw out my entire mascara collection and be happy with just this one. So that's what started my whole decluttering process. I didn't end up doing that, but I could because it's just that good. Okay, so Maybelline and L'Oreal both came out with a whole bunch of new lip products this summer. And I like their liquid lipsticks that they came out with, like the matte ink from Maybelline. I like them. They're pretty good formula. Both of the L'Oreal formulas are really good. They have like the L'Oreal matte paints and the L'Oreal Infallible matte liquid lipsticks. They're just not my perfect shade, but this Maybelline Vivid Hot Lacquer in Charmer is the most beautiful lip gloss. I have to put some on. It's so glossy, pretty pigmented. It's kind of like the Anastasia glosses, but way less thick and sticky, where it gives you a lot of color. You don't have to wear it over a lipstick. And they last really well, and like even when the gloss wears off, you still have the color left behind from the lip gloss. It feels so comfortable. It feels moisturizing. It doesn't feel sticky. And like, come on, they're so beautiful. I've come back into loving these Marc Jacob, I don't even know what they're called, La Marque liquid lip creams. I had 2 shades Fawn Over Me and Hot Chocolate. I like them mixed together. I'm a little bit too tan for Fawn Over Me right now. That's the one I have right here. But this is a really, really, really perfect nude, especially when you kind of layer it on top of Hot Chocolate in kind of an ombre, or to just give it a little bit more darkness now that I'm super tan. The formula is amazing. It lasts really, really well. It doesn't dry down, so it's not transfer proof, but it doesn't wear off in the middle of your lips. You can reapply if you need to, and it's just a beautiful formula. Really, really, really expensive, but worth the price tag because the formula is just beautiful. It's just perfect. The Dose of Colors collection with Katie and Desi, I know this came out like halfway through August. I'm gonna be honest, I got not the More Creamer Please lipstick, no shade. I got no shade lipstick, and I got the Over the Top gloss. This gloss is everything. When it relaunches in September, I'm going to buy a backup of this gloss because this is the best gloss to go over anything ever. It's just so sparkly, like I can't even explain it. It's sparkly without being like glittery and chunky. It's just incredible, and I need another one. The lipstick, it's one of those lipsticks that I feel like sits on top of my lips instead of kind of like sinking in and really blending, and I think that's a me problem because a lot of lipsticks do that on me. There's just something with my lips where they don't, like, it doesn't like become one with the lip product. They kind of sit on top. So it does that for me, and I hate it. It's also a little bit light for me right now, so I think I'll like it a little bit more when I lose my tan. But the lip gloss is fire. I'm like waving this around. This is the Revlon Ultra HD lipstick in Sand. This is one of those that I just keep in my bag. I never take it out. It's like an everyday lip product for me, and I can't remember if I've talked about it or not. But if you've never tried these, it's a beautiful formula. They're really like cushy and hydrating and creamy, but they're also really, really pigmented. They have a good shade range, and this is like, sometimes it's hard for me to find my perfect nude color because it's not that common of a color, but this is it. And then last but not least, again, I know I've talked about this, but the Bare Minerals Gen Nude lipsticks. I have the shades Sex Pot and Honey Bun, and this is another like perfect nude for me. They're so creamy and moisturizing, and it's one that I've been wearing a lot with these like no makeup looks because I feel like I can reapply it all the time. I don't have to worry about being perfect and getting in the lines. It's really creamy and moisturizing and almost feels like a balm, but it has some really nice color to it, and it just goes with any makeup look, and I can just throw it in my bag, and it feels amazing on the lips, and it's just really easy. So I've been loving that as well. And yeah, that's kind of it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down below what your favorite things for the month of August are, and I will probably go buy them because I love taking your recommendations. I really want to do a video on things I want to buy. I know there's like a VIB Rouge sale coming up in 2 months, which is a long way off, but I gotta start planning. I gotta start getting ready. So I'm gonna make a video of things that I want to buy, and then also an anti-haul. Oh, and I want to do a really big e.l.f. haul because I don't really have anything from e.l.f. anymore. I realized I never know what's gonna be good or not, so I just kind of avoid it. And a lot of their really good stuff they don't sell in store, you have to buy online. So I think I want to just go online, do a really big e.l.f. haul, and kind of do like a full haul and then like a review a few days later. Oh, and also you'll be seeing a lot of my decluttering videos coming up because I did my entire makeup collection. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you like favorites videos, and if you like any of these favorites that you saw today. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see videos like once a year. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time.